Hey, Big Dave the Middle-Aged Gamer here with another episode of Fallout 4 Sims Settlement 2 Reborn. Of course, I get hungry. False start, 5-year penalty. Alright, we're just hungry, so we'll eat some cram. Alright, so we are in Sanctuary Hills. Still. And, did I forget to turn something off? I think I forgot to turn something off. Okay. Oh. Alright, fine. I guess we start here. Wait, what? Whatever. Okay, let's turn off the tracking there. Let me show you what I've done to the place. Alright, well, far back we've got a charisma trainer. Supposed to be for the shopkeeper. All the houses are now wired. And most of the lots. Unfortunately, because I have a severe shortage of copper, I can only do so much for lights. That will fix eventually, just not right. Trash Can Carla has decided to show up, and...
Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Always happy to make a sale.
While I'm discussing it, and the fact that I'm low on copper... Alright. Okay. Do have some copper things to get. Sort by value, because... Alright, 50 units of copper is 2,000 caps.
Yeah.
I can afford it, but at this point, sort of a case of, do I want to? Alright, we got power and water over here. This is a trainer for agility. This will grow and eventually get up to 6 settlers tabbed at level 3. Settlement plots can get up to level 3, and if you need more than that, some can go up to advanced plots. You can change plans to an advanced plot or a high-tech plot. We'll get into that later. Here's a perception trainer. That's for water. If you don't know how that's all meshed up, go check out the last episode. I get into it with each unlocking. So here is a caravaner. Caravaneers have an interesting trick where at level 2 you can use them to fast travel between your settlements. Defense plot. We got some other defense plots in various and different spots. Actually, I want to look at a few things. It's the tech one, the industrial ones. I don't want the junkers anymore. We're going to convert this. There's only one other thing I can convert it to, and that's building materials, and that is fine.
How are you?
While you only really get one type, you get more of it. Right now, we definitely need more of it. Okay. What do we have? Ronnie's used aluminum. Aluminum would be good. Steel would be good too. Wood and gravel. I want steel. I want steel because we don't even have enough of that. Alright, we're going to let that build. Yeah, it kind of resets it. But that's fine. Okay, we have another scrapper. I want a building material. Okay, building materials. I'd rather go with aluminum. At some point, we're probably going to need wood, but honestly, most settlements, you can get a fair amount of wood just when you scrap the place. So I'm not particularly concerned about that. Alright, so we have only 2? I thought I had more than that. Oh, wait, here we go. Here's more. 4, and we'll convert this as well. Okay, building. What is this one anyway? We're gonna back out for a second, mostly because I want to look at this one. It's okay. This is the gravel processing, which means yeah, we'll do woods. That way we get a little bit of everything. Woody's lumber. And once the happiness comes up, this will upgrade, which is fine. And that will give us a smattering of everything. Although, to be fair, I'm not entirely sure what the gravel will produce for us. So we have 4 different industrials here, and they're all set to building materials, and that is, for me, is just... Oh, no, wait, I take that back. We have 6. It says here. Okay, that's also gravel. This is a scaver, so we'll change that up again. Alright, and I guess we'll put this over also to steel. Because you need as much steel as you can get your grubby little paws on. I mean, we have it set so that way building materials are building materials, but if I decide I want to go a little more hardcore, I'm going to want the better stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much the layout. The farms haven't changed. Actually, that's not entirely true. I have everybody employed now. So as you can see, we got more farms. Still don't have enough food, which is annoying. We got defense plot way down there, which is fine because that's sort of that is part of our territory, and that we need to watch the boondocks. And behind one of these houses back here is another defense plot. Let's see if I can find it. It is... Oh, right here. It's behind my house. And... don't mind the feral. If we bring on workshop mode... you'll see, he's one of ours. That's Feral Bob. We can't assign him to anything, but he's part of the defense plot. And he's a good boy. Okay, so, and we also added in a few more places, so everybody is as homed as we can get. And we've got some extra homes here. And with only one person missing a bed right now, it's Preston. Yes, I managed to get a bed for Codsworth.
The Commonwealth wasn't so dusty. Where's a Mr. Handy when you need one?
Now, the only thing we're truly lacking right now is a fair amount of entertainment, but part of that is because, honestly, we're just waiting for what we have to develop. Alright. You can get 4 more here, 4 more here, so that's 8 more settlers. That's the strength and the agility ones. The strength and endurance. I misspoke. Yeah. The agility is the same. You get 4 more there, so that's plus 12 more. 2 more for the charisma, 2 more for the perception. Okay, so that's 16 more spots we have ready to go, which is more than enough. Which is more than the amount of settlers that we have. We're fine. We just need those to upgrade. And once they do, we'll be good to go. And that is the new and improved sanctuary. We got everybody living inside houses now. We've got everything we could possibly need. We just have one shop, and that is Lily's general store, and that is Sanctuary Hill. So now we're going to move on to the next spot to build. that is going to be over here somewhere. There it is, down there. And over here, we're going to go back to the spaceship, to the observation deck. Okay, so why are we here? Well, now, I'm sure you've noticed, yes, we are in workshop mode, as you can tell by the fact that I can scrap that. And that. I'm not scrapping that. We don't need cryo racks. And this console is useless, so we can scrap it for steel. The pods are useless. Alright, there's a lot of useless stuff here. But you notice we don't have any information. Well, there's a way around that. The observation deck does show up. We have no beds, no defenses, no food, no water, no nothing. And not much happiness either. So we got a lot of work to do here. We've got 20 little Zetans. We need our help. So are we going to sim settlement this place? You bet your sweet ass we are. But first things first. Scrap, scrap, lovely scrap. And there's plenty to scrap too, so that's going to be a fair amount of steel. The part I'm worried about is going to be copper. So low ceiling, which can benefit. Generally means you can put things on them. Yeah, what we're going to have problems with... What the hell is this? It's just a console. Let's get rid of that. Now, our big problem is likely going to be copper, because copper is what you use to connect power. And copper is not cheap. So, I mean, if I have to, we can disappear back to Sanctuary. We can buy some copper off Carla. Aha! Here's the workshop. And all we've got is steel. And a tiny bit of wood. All this stuff does is oink room. We don't need that right now. Now, as far as the rest of the place, is it just the center deck? Well, no, it's not. Well, we can't scrap the cages here, which unfortunately means we're going to have a couple of wasted rooms. We can, however, scrap crates, and boxes, and shelves, and all sorts of stuff. There's plenty of stuff we can scrap here. Yeah, we're going to be here a little bit, but there's plenty to scrap. Now, if you look at the map, which you can't do in workshop mode. What? Oh, there it is. There's an outer ring, which does us absolutely no good. So we're not going to be connecting anything out there. You can build there, but it's quasi-narrow and really not worth it. I honestly don't think any of the Zetans use it. Okay, the tools are aluminum. That's good. You get nothing out of the boxes, which is kind of aggravating. Except, actually, that's not entirely true. You do get one thing, and that's just space. And I don't mean Space Corps space. Alright, so that is one nice and cleaned out room. We'll be able to do a lot with that. So we're just going to go down each and every one of these, clear out as much as we can. We're going to get a fair amount of steel out of all this by the time we're done. So at least we have something to build with. At least you get some steel out of the crates. Okay, some glass and silver. Don't know how useful the silver's going to be right now, but the glass will be useful because that's more building materials. Well, hello. We're going to get some rare materials out of this, at least. Well, the tools, yes, are aluminum. The glass thingies are crystal, believe it or not. I touched on that a couple episodes back. Alright. Now, for those who are wondering if this means we have infinite build space, no, it does not. No such thing. What it does mean is that we're going to be finding this out the hard way. Okay. We got nothing for the bathtub? What? Well, at least we get some ceramic, finally. Roger. And... okay. That did nothing. Okay. Should have figured that, because we got... nah, oh well. I was hoping we'd get some copper out of those lamp posts, but apparently not. Alright, toilet notwithstanding, that's still a fair amount of room we've got there. Now, these beds do not count, as I'm sure you saw when I pulled up the settlement information in the journal. Because in workshop mode, yeah, we ain't getting jack. I don't know why, we're just not. We'll give them real beds once we've got everything situated here. Yes, I know this means we're going to be here a little bit, but that's okay. We've got time. Makes me sad when you can't scrap the bigger things that are obviously there. Like those juke boxes. Oh, okay. All the stuff I left here. Okay, coffee cups are ceramic. That'll be useful for power hubs. That's good. I don't remember if there's copper in the coffee pots. I know there's steel. Coolant is plastic and acid. Dog bowls are plastic. Bag of cement, that's concrete. That's building. Chessboards are wood. Or the same. What do we got here? Bread box. I think that's just plastic. Okay, a lot of plastic. Those are machine parts. Okay, wood and cloth. Cigarettes are a bunch of things, but no copper. Microscopes are a bunch of things. Circuitry, fiber optics, steel, and whatever else. Still no copper. Okay, we're getting some screws. Okay. Torque rod, okay, more steel. And car gears just attacking us. Coolant caps, that's aluminum. Baby rattles, that's plastic. Toy trucks, that's steel and screw. And the cars are wood and screw. Giggity. Alright. So we still have no copper. Hard. Alright, let's see what we got here. Guess we forgot to explore this spot here. Some crates. Alien clipboard is aluminum. The alien tools are all going to be aluminum, although that one had glass and silver. Alien cup is aluminum. Alien food, which empty plates are aluminum. We need the scrap more than we need the oddities. Biogel is medical equipment, which is nice, or healing stuff. Okay, it's starting to get a little dark in here, but we'll fix that. Alright, the alien globe holder is crystal. The alien globe is also crystal, as I stated before. But now you get to see it in action. Actually, these are aliens, so would that be action? Okay, let's get rid of the chairs. Epoxy is adhesive, which is always nice. Gemstones are... those are just listed as junk, so we'll just store them. This spot's done. Alright, continuing on. Missed that one. That just goes straight to it, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright. Skip that one. Okay, that takes us back to the Commonwealth. Okay, more of these, which are going to be useless because we can't do anything with them. That's fine. Not everything can be perfect. And wait, did we? Oh! Never mind. Alright, so we're ready to start, finally. Alright, first things first. Oh no. No, we can't do anything here? Well. And we don't have any copper anyway. Well, this is a problem all of a sudden. I thought we could be able to some settlement ourselves here. We cannot. This is a big problem. Doesn't help that we didn't get jack shit when it comes to copper, which is low-key probably the most important thing. Fair amount of junk there. 964 steel, that's nice. Okay, so this is a problem. Okay, one other thing, we never did explore the hangar, so let's go do that real quick. Actually, we are hungry and thirsty. So we're going to go to food, we're going to eat some squid food, which hydrates us, and then we're going to hit up a gumdrop to feed us. And this is the hangar. This is pretty fucking huge. Can we supplement this? We can! Like, doggo, get your furry butt out of the way. Well, I guess this means we can clear this out too. Okay, another healing perchway, which means there's more stuff to do. Okay, not gonna lie, I was not expecting this. Now, there's one thing I am very much not happy about, and that's the fact that I can't sim settlements this. Maybe I can, I'm just missing a patch or something. There's another ship here. It's a crash UFO, which we can scrap for 10. Yeah, why the hell not? Can we... Hold on. Oh, right. We can't save. Unless... Where are the damn sleeping bags? I do this. I've been at this for a little bit anyway, so it wouldn't be the worst idea to save. way back to the... Yeah, that's back to the deck. Let's see what happens if we do this. Okay, I kind of figured. Okay, so little tip. Don't do that again. And now you know what happens if you do decide to do that. So, yeah, do yourself a favor. Fucking don't. Oh god, that's funny. Alright, let's see what else we can scrap here. Yeah, that's back to the deck. We can scrap the UFOs. And I am very disappointed that I can't do some settlements here. I'm sure there is a way. Let me see something. I just thought of it. Okay, yeah, we know. Okay, so yes, the alien workers all have different specials for the most part. Some things are pretty universal, like 4 perceptions and 5 agilities and 1 luck. And apparently 1 intelligence. Jeez. Okay, most things are about the same. Some are stronger than others. It's about the only difference. Okay. There are no plots here. Of course, there wouldn't be. But we have a bunch of aliens that need jobs. And unfortunately, I don't know how I did that. Since settlements doesn't work, can't do what I was planning to do. Alright, still have a fair amount of stuff to scrap here, even though we've done a pretty fair amount of scrapping here. Alright, well, one thing we have learned is that there's really not much here otherwise. So we're going to head back to the observation deck. Alright, so there's one other thing I want to check. Let's go to the bridge. Let's see. Let's try that again. Okay. Okay, that tells me everything I need to know. The bridge is not scrappable. Probably for the best. Okay, let's go to Mars. Well, that didn't take long. So we're back at Mars. And we never really did look around and explore. Okay, we can scrap some of the rocks for concrete. I just laid down a very basic function here. Okay, so we can get concrete out of the rocks, which I guess is building materials. But before I get too excited... Oh, we can build here! We can fully build here. Oh, that's fascinating. But you can't in the observation deck. Crashed UFO for 10 steel, and okay, so there is a barrier, which you can see. So there's a fair amount of concrete, and we can sim settlements this place, which is quasi mind-blowing in and of itself. All right. So I've got a lot of work to do here, which means I've got a lot of work to do off camera. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to head back to the observation deck. We're going to finish doing that. Wait, what? Okay, so this part of... Okay, that's the ship. Never mind. I figured it out. Hey, your boy might be an idiot, but he's not as dumb as he thinks sometimes. Alright, let's go back to the bridge. And now let's go back to the observation deck. Okay, I am still miffed about the observation deck. Can we actually do anything with this? Okay, we can build beds, so that's something. Fine. Alright, now before we get to a full stage revolt, let's at least get some basics here. Yeah, fine. Lord knows we got enough cloth to do this. Okay. Okay, so that should have beds at the very least now. Okay, 21 beds, so that's something. Alright, so we need water. How the hell am I gonna... Okay. Oh no. We can't access food and water here at all. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, we can build some things. Now, the healing archways could be useful in various and different places. Alright, that's really all Project Zeta gives us. Not impressed. Honestly, I wouldn't even really care about that if we could have the observation deck sub-settlements buildable. But the only thing it's really good for is looting. I mean, at least we got beds. It's something. I mean, it's not good, but it's something. Can we at least get a defense? Traps. Really? And we need copper for that anyway. Really? Alright, back to the hangar. We're going to finish scrapping it. Okay, we're going to put that in the workshop. We'll take that with us wherever we need to save. Alright, let's finish scrapping this. Rolling, 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 rolling. Couple of cars. Okay, alright. Tires, fine. Rubber, believe it or not, is considered a machine part. So since you don't get that for a while... Okay, so get up buttercups. So, I mean, that's something, too. Okay, a couple of alien biotanks there. Before I scrap them, I want to see if we can interact with them. Does not look like we can. Funk that. Let's get rid of that. Another healing archway. Probably the most useful thing to come out of this, bar none. Not gonna lie, the squid food, the alien food's actually pretty useful for survival mode. Because they count as soups. Alright, we're almost done here. I guess we're not getting rid of that chair. Thanks, Roger. Okay, well, the hangar's almost done. Okay, that should take care of it. Oh wait, now that Roger's up, we can get rid of the chair. Good. Now we're done in here. We have scrapped everything we possibly could. We have got tons of junk waiting for us. We'll probably bring it over to Mars, since we can't do anything here. But at the very least, since we have beds for them, they should at least keep things chill. We bring this back up. At least it keeps it at a flat 20. Fine. I can deal with that. The downside is from Sim Settlement's point of view, they should probably be still listed all as homeless. Yeah, no bed. Well, it is what it is. Let's get back to Mars. Okay, back in Mars. The hell you say? Alright, let's dump all the junk. And we're gonna grab back. Doesn't weigh a goddamn thing. Leave everything else there. That will lighten the load up pretty fair bit, actually. Keep everything else. Now, oh wow, you get to see the wall now, finally. Oh wow, that's cool. You can see that this is sort of a biodome effect. I like it. Alright, so let's scrap all the rock before we start building this place up. I know with all of 3 little aliens, and I just thought of something, but let me finish my thought. With 3 little Zetans, we're not going to really get very far, but I wonder if we can move the workers that are on the observation deck down here. If we can do that, then we can get this place mega populated. We can get this place rocking. If we can do that, that would be huge, and then I wouldn't give 2 shits about the observation deck. But first things first. We need to clear We need to clear this out so we have room to work with. So yeah, I've spent this whole episode scrapping. Yeah, I know, not the most exciting thing, but you know, you're learning along with me. And if you decide you want to hit up Project Zeta, which is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. Yes, I know I've got my gripes with it, but that pretty much has everything to do with the fact that the observation deck is not properly buildable. I get it, I guess. But as the old saying goes, just because you understand something does not mean you have to like it. But otherwise, yeah, this is fun. I know it doesn't look like fun because nobody likes scrapping. But for proper settlement building, it is a necessary evil. And I'm not building around these rocks, especially when I can scrap them and get some concrete out of them. Now, if I was just building in vanilla, yeah, be building a lot of concrete structures, and that's okay. But we're going to be here for a while because this is a pretty big area. And there's a lot of rocks just sitting around doing what rocks do the best. Nothing! Now, when we get to actually setting up, we have 3 Zetans here. And let's bring them up real quick. Okay, they're a little more diverse. Oh, they're alien settlers, not workers. Okay. So they're a little more diverse. They're just not very good at much of anything, which is fine, I guess. Let's see. We got one with a 3 charisma, so we have a shopkeeper. We have one with a 3 endurance, so he'd be a farmer, and one with a 3 in luck, which means he's not very good at anything. Honestly, that doesn't really mean anything. I guess once I'm done scrapping here, I'm going to pop back to the observation deck and see if we can get people to move. If we can get the workers, as I said, to move out here, we'll be in much, much better shape. But the fact that they're labeled as workers versus settlers does not make me a happy camper. As I said, there's a lot to scrap here. Does not really... I mean, it looks like I've made a dent, but that's honestly about it. Yeah, alien settlers. What the hell did I just do? Oh, well. But on the bright side, I mean, I guess it's my first clue that the deck would not have been buildable. The fact that there was no information across the top there. Oh well, can't blame the guy for hoping, right? So I guess it's more of a player home than anything else, and I just scrapped the hell out of it. So the only hope I have, as I said, I have left is that we can get them... we can get those workers moved down here. We can do that. I'll be a very, very, very happy camper. Oh, I'm running out of juice in this battery. Whoop, 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 whoop. No, I do not want to build another fog condenser underground. Ugh. That's a pretty big rock. And the big rocks still give as much concrete as the little rocks. That doesn't seem right. Did I miss one down here? Oh yeah, I did. Alright, so while I'm scrapping, I'm also getting ideas of how I want to build this. Which, for this, is just as important. Now, one thing I will note is that while the terrain is uneven, which is realistic, the fact that this is basically a biodome means that this place is perfectly circular, which I'm sure you all noticed by now. But if you hadn't, well, let me be the first to tell you. And and as I said, there's a lot of space here. So while there's probably going to need to be some foundation shenanigans that will need to be done with some places, you can have a lot of fun with this. So what we're probably going to do is the center is probably going to be the by the center, I mean where the workshop is. It's probably going to be the population center of sorts, where you can have things like entertainment and shops and stuff like that. I honestly don't know what we're going to need in the way of defense. Well, okay. rephrasing. Yes, we're obviously going to need defenses. I understand that we are going to need defenses. What I don't understand is why. I don't think anything is going to attack here, although I've been proven wrong before. Who knows? Maybe there's some sort of Martian monster that lives around here that can break through and attack everybody. Who knows? Or maybe some hostile Zetans teleport in and wreak havoc. Don't know yet. So we'd probably just sprinkle some defense plots around here or there. That's the plan. The outer edges will be things that normally don't want to attract attention to. Settler homes, industrial sections, some munis. Some munis will be closer to the middle. Power and water probably out on the edges, but things like, you know, tax buildings, stuff like that, or whatever, will probably be closer to the middle. Farms will probably also be off to the edges. As far as caravanning goes, honestly, that could work either way. Okay, we're almost done. Finally. This place is ginormous. Okay, it's not as big as Sanctuary. Sanctuary is just huge. But I think there's... I'd say the scrappability is about on par, it would seem. Sanctuary is just huge, but there's a lot of unscrappable things in Sanctuary. Granted, the houses. But here, everything is scrappable, except for the workbench, obviously. We're going to have a fair amount of concrete after all is said and done. Which, as I said, if we were just stuck in vanilla, that'd be a lot of concrete buildings. Which is fine, because that would make good foundations for everything. Mars, I thought this was Oklahoma. Look at all this red dirt. Okay, we're almost done. Almost there. Just a few more left. Most of them in this spot here. This should be it right here, and oh wow, nice and deserted. I like it. Alright, so we're done for now. And I'm tired and hungry and thirsty. Well, you know what? We can take care of two of those three things at least. Squid food and a sweet roll. Alright, we're going to poof back to the observation deck, and we're going to see if we can move anybody. Actually, before I do that... Alien settler. Okay, cannot move that. Okay, back at the observation deck, and now for the moment of truth. Oh, you can't even assign them to anything! Oh, man. Can't... Well, you know what? We're going to cheat like hell. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Okay. It's been a long time since I've had to do this. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to rely on memory, so just let me bounce for a sec. Let me see what I can do here. Okay, so I figured it out. I figured out the console commands needed. So we're going to move... No, we cannot move them to Mars. No. Oh, that's even worse. Okay. Okay, this is just bad news all around. These little guys are useless. Alright, get them to become functional settlers. We can't move anybody to Mars, which is a massive problem. Alright, let's go back to... Alright, let's go back to Mars. Let me take a look at the other settlers there real quick. I know we gotta wrap this up pretty soon. That's the hangar. Ah, okay, it's over here. And over here. Alright, these little guys, we can't move. We're going to make one of them movable. Okay. The observation deck is not movable. Fine. Alright, so what we're going to have to do... Well, what we need to do now is we need to start setting up this place. First things first. Power. We don't have enough copper. Tag for search. Ugh. Alright, so... We're going to leave it here. Off camera, I'm going to go buy some copper from Carla. I'm going to bring it back here, and we're going to get this place set up. And I'll show you what I did in the next episode. That's really all I can do. And the observation deck is an absolute mess. Maybe I can find a solution for that or a patch or something offline. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get the latest and greatest videos as they come in and to help this channel grow. This has been Big Dave the Middle Age Gamer. This is Fallout 4 Sim Settlement 2 Reborn. I'll see y'all next time.